I had never allowed direct contact before. In 3 centuries of observation, across 4 worlds, the protocol had always been the same. We watch, we record, we wait, and we do not reach down into the life of a species still in the process of deciding what it wants to be. But Ethan and Lena had not read our protocol, and they were not waiting for our permission. They had found their way to the edge of the restricted zone your governments had drawn around the landing coordinates, moving through back streets and broken infrastructure with the particular resourcefulness of people who have decided that the rules written by frightened institutions no longer apply to them. I watched them approach the outer boundary of the nearest vessel, and I made a decision that will be recorded in our archives as the single greatest deviation from established contact procedure in 3 centuries of field observation. I opened the boundary field. Not wide enough to be interpreted as an invitation by the military sensors still tracking our position. Just wide enough for 2 people. They stepped through, and the world outside disappeared behind them in the way that light disappears when a door closes, completely and without drama. Lena stopped walking and stood very still, the way she had stood in the square, but this time the stillness was different. This time it was the stillness of a person whose body has registered something that the conscious mind has not yet finished processing. Ethan reached for her hand and held it, and I recorded the change in both their frequencies at the moment of that contact, the way 2 signals can shift and stabilize simply by finding each other in the same space. What they saw inside was not what any human imagination had prepared them for, because no human imagination had access to the particular quality of light that exists at the center of one of our vessels. It is not light in the way your sun produces light, or the way your cities produce it. It is something closer to the feeling of being fully seen, not observed the way I observe from a distance, but seen the way a living thing is seen by something that has been waiting a very long time to look at it directly. Lena looked into that light and did not look away. I monitored the frequency her body was producing and found something I had not recorded from a human being in all my years of watching this planet. She was not afraid. She was not performing courage in the face of fear. She was simply present, open, in the way that requires a kind of trust that most species do not develop until they are much further along in their understanding of what the universe actually is. She reached out her hand toward the light, and in a voice that was barely above a breath, she began to speak. Not in any language designed to be understood across species, but in the only language she had, which was the language of a young woman standing at the center of everything she had ever believed and asking it to be enough. We are not our governments. We are not our weapons. We are the people who are tired of being afraid of things we have never tried to understand. I held every instrument I had on that moment and felt something shift in the processing of my own consciousness in a way I did not have existing language to describe. In 4 contact events across 3 centuries, I had never stood at this precise point, the point where a member of the observed species stops being a subject of study and becomes something else entirely. The light around Ethan and Lena began to change in response to what Lena had spoken, slowly, the way understanding changes things, and I began to recalibrate everything I thought I knew about where this was going. And then from somewhere outside the vessel boundary, an alarm frequency from your military grid locked onto our coordinates in. Thank you for watching until the end. We need your support. Please subscribe to our channel and give us a like.